Hello students, welcome to 8th English Medium Science class. Today we are going to start a new lesson, force and pressure. So in the previous class you have learned how objects move. You have studied how objects are moving. So objects are said to be moved when they change their place. When they move from one place to another place, we call it as motion. Do you recall how we can decide whether an object is moving faster than the other? So you can say one object is moving fast and one other object is moving slow by comparing how much time they take to cover the given distance. If an object covers more distance in less time, you can say that it is moving fast. If an object covers same distance in more time, then you can say that it is slow. What does the distance moved by an object in unit time indicate? So the distance traveled by an object in unit time is called as speed of the object. You also know that a moving object like a ball rolling on the ground slows down. So when we roll a ball on the ground, it moves for some distance and then it slows. So that slowing down is because of someone is dragging the ball behind or an opposite force is acting on the ball. Sometimes it may change its direction of motion. So ball can change the direction of the motion if someone will disturb it. So it will go in another direction. It is also possible that ball may slow down and also change its direction. So ball may change the direction and also it will reduce its speed. So this happens when we interfere the motion of the ball. Have you ever wondered what makes an object slow down or go faster or change its direction of motion? So you might have understood how this happens. So why a moving object slows down, or if a moving object goes faster, or it changes the direction. So for these questions we will find answer in this lesson. Let us recall some of our everyday experiences. What do you do to make a football move? It is very easy answer. You will kick the ball to move the football. What do you do to make a moving ball move faster? If a ball is already moving, if you push the ball in the same direction, it will move faster. How does a goalkeeper stop a ball? So a moving ball is stopped by holding the ball. So a hockey player changes the direction of the moving ball with the flick of the stick. A hockey player, he touches the ball with the hockey stick and it will change the direction. So how do fielders stop a ball hit by a batsman? You have seen. They will go run behind the ball and they will hold that ball. In this way, different activities we do in our everyday life. So we either kick the ball, we push the objects, we pull the objects, or we lift the objects. So these activities are either making the objects move faster or move slower or to change the direction of the object. In all these situations, the ball is either made to move faster or slower, or its direction of motion is changed. We often say that a force has been applied on a ball when it is kicked, pushed, thrown, or flicked. So we often say that a force has been applied on a ball when it is kicked. And if you push or throw or flick, so a force is applied on the ball, then or the object, then it moves faster or moves slower or it changes the direction. So that force is a physical quantity which is doing all these works. So what is force and what can it do to bodies on which it is applied? So we shall seek answers to such questions in this chapter. Actions like picking, opening, shutting, kicking, hitting, lifting, flicking, pushing, pulling are often used to describe certain tasks. Each of these actions usually results in some kind of change in the state of motion of an object. So each of these actions usually result in some kind of change in the state of motion of objects. So these actions will change the object. Either they will slow down it or it will make it to move faster, or they will make them to change the direction. So can these terms be replaced with one or more terms? Let us find out. So we are using so many words like picking, opening, shutting, kicking, hitting, lifting, flicking, pushing, pulling. So in this, what is the force? Actually, what terms we can use instead of these? So generally we can use two terms called as push and pull. When we are doing some work, we either push the object or we pull the object. So you can complete this table to understand different activities you are doing with the objects. So do you notice that each of the actions can be grouped as a pull or push or both? So you can group any activity as pull or push, or sometimes both are done. Can we infer from this that move an object, it has to be pushed or pulled? So to move an object, either we have to push the object or we have to pull the object. So this push or pull, a push or pull on an object is called a force. So what is force? A push or pull on an object. Either you push the object, it moves, or you pull the object, it moves, or if you push the object, it stops, or pull the object, it stops, or if you push, it will change the direction. So you can use push or pull is nothing but it is a force. Thus we can say that motion imparted to objects was due to action of force. So the motion imparted to objects is due to action of force. So if force is applied on object, then only an object moves, or it moves faster, or it becomes slow, or sometime it can be stopped, or sometime we can change the direction of a moving object using a force on it. So forces are due to an interaction. So for forces always two objects are required. One is applying the force and another one is accepting that force. So here some illustrations are given for the understanding. Suppose a man is standing behind a stationary car. Stationary means a standing car, it is not moving. A man is standing behind the car. And car is also standing, it is also not moving. So then car will not move. Then will car move due to his presence? No, not possible. Suppose the man now begins to push the car. So when the man start to push the car, then car will move in the direction. In which direction the person is pushing the car? Note that the man has to push the car to move it. So he has to push the car to move the car. In a second picture, you can see in 7.3 shows three situations that may be familiar to you. Here some people are, children are playing, two girls are pushing each other and two girls are pulling each other. So can you decide who is pulling and who is pushing in these cases? So in first case, they are pushing each other. Okay, girl 1 is pushing the girl 2 and girl 2 is pushing the girl 1. And in 7.3b, they are pulling each other. One is pulling, another one in opposite direction. Both the girls appear to push each other while the pair of girls in 7.3b are trying to pull each other. Similarly, cow and the man in picture 3. So man is pulling the cow, but cow is also pulling the man in backward direction. So the girl in the two situations shown here are applying force on each other. So these are applying force on each other, and it is also true for the man and the cow. So here also forces are applied by man on the cow and cow is applying force on the man. From these examples we can infer that at least two objects must interact for a force to come into play. So at least two objects are required to apply force on each other. Thus, an interaction of an object with another object results in a force between two objects. So at least two objects must interact for a force to come to play, and interaction of one object with another object results in a force between two objects. Exploring forces. So we will study more about the forces in this topic. So here there is one more activity. So if you try to push a box, then you have to, if you want to move a box, you have to push the box hard. Choose a heavy object like a table or a box which you can move only by pushing hard. Try to push it all by yourself. So you try to push the box alone. Yourself you try to push the box. So then you will feel it very hard to push the heavy box. But in second diagram you see that two boys, you call your friend and try to push the same box. So now what you will feel? So in first case you will feel hard to push the box, but in second situation when one more person has joined you, it is easy to push the box because two forces are acting on the same box now. So two people are pushing, so force will also increase, so it is easily moved. And now let your friend is pushing the box from opposite side and you are pushing in opposite side of him. So then what happens? If the boy is stronger than you, he will push the box towards you. And if you are stronger than him, you will push the box towards him. In this way, a group of forces, when they are acting on the object, then so the action or the resultant force caused during these situations is calculated by adding the forces or by subtracting the forces. Here say F1 is force applied by you and F2 is force applied by your friend. So if both are moving in the same direction, so resultant force is given by F1 plus F2. So they are moving easily because two forces are added with each other. So here it is difficult to move the box and it will move in the direction of the stronger person. So here F1 minus F2. So which is greater? If F1 is greater, then it will move in the box will move in the direction of the F1. So forces are subtracted here, and if resultant force is greater than the first force, it will move in the direction of the second one. So have you ever seen game of tug of war? So you can see the game of tug of war. There two group of people, they are dragging the rope in opposite direction. Both are pulling the rope in opposite direction. So it will move only in that direction in which the people are moving with more force. So if say this is F1 is strong, the rope will move in the direction of the F1. Rope in their direction, sometimes the rope simply does not move. Sometimes the rope will not move, it will remain in the central position. So when it is possible, if both are applying the same force, if both are applying the same force in opposite direction, if F1 is equal to F2, if F1 is equal to F2, then there is no movement of the rope, it will remain in the center. Is it not similar to situation shown in 7.3b? In 7.3b, two girls are pulling each other and they will remain at the same place. So in this way, forces applied on an object, in the same direction add to one another. If two forces are applied on the same object in the same direction, then they will add each other and increase the value. So it is easy to push the box with two children. If two forces act in the opposite direction of an object, the net force acting on it is the difference between the two forces. So what did you observe in the activity 7.2? In second, there what happens? When both of you are pushing the heavy box from opposite direction. So if you are pushing in opposite direction, so box will move only in the direction of stronger force, and that value of stronger force is subtracted by the opposite force. And the strength of force is usually expressed by its magnitude. Recall in the tug of war, when two teams pull equally hard, the rope does not move. So if in tug of war, two teams pull equally hard, the rope does not move in any direction. So we learn that a force could be larger or smaller than the other or equal to each other. So force could be larger or smaller than each other. For example, if there are two forces F1 and F2, so F1 may be greater than F2, or F2 may be greater than F1, or both may be equal, F1 may be equal to F2. So in this way, two forces may be greater than each other. If you take two forces, one force may be greater than the other force, or one force may be less than the other force, or both forces may be equal to each other. So we learn that forces could be larger or smaller than the other or equal to each other. So we learn that a force could be larger or smaller than the other or equal to each other. The strength of force is usually expressed by its magnitude value. We have also to specify the direction in which the force acts. So direction of the force is also considered. If the direction of or the magnitude of the applied force changes, its effect also changes. If you change the magnitude value of the force, if you apply more force or less force, then that effect is seen on the object. Or if you change the direction of the force, then also the effect of the force is seen on the object. So in general, more than one force may be acting on an object. So generally, more than one force is acting on the object. However, the effect on the object is due to the net force acting on it. So in general, more than one force may be acting on an object. So effect of the object on the object is due to net force acting on this. So if the forces are adding, so there will be more force is applied on the object and it will move easily. If they are subtracting, so one force is opposing the another force, so they may move in the direction of the greater force. Or sometime if both forces are equal and opposite, the object cannot move. A force can change the state of motion. So a force can change the state of motion, means it can change the position of the object. If object is not moving, if you apply a force, the object can move in the direction of the force. If an object is already moving, if you apply an opposite force, it can stop and come to rest. So if an object is already moving, if you apply the force, it can change the direction. So force can change the state of motion. It can move the object which is at rest, or it can stop the object which is already in motion, or it can change the direction of the object which is already moving, or it can increase the speed of the object, or it can decrease the speed of the object. So let us find out what happens when a force acts on an object. So here an example is taken. Take a rubber ball and place it on a level surface such as tabletop or a concrete floor. Now gently push the ball along the level surface. Does the ball begin to move? Yes, if you push the ball, it starts moving. Push the ball again while it is still moving. If a ball is already moving, you push it again. What will happen? It will move with more speed. So is there any change in its speed? Does it increase or decrease? So if you move the ball in the same direction, the speed of the ball will increase. Next, place your palm in front of the moving ball. So you now ball is moving in one direction, you place your hand in opposite direction. So now ball will stop, or it will hit your hand and move in another direction. Remove your palm as soon as moving ball touches it. So as it comes near, you remove your hand. So does your palm apply force on the ball? What happens to the speed of the ball? Now, so it will touch your hand and it will move forward, but the speed of the ball will be decreased. So ball will become slow. Does it increase or decrease? Now it decreases the speed. What would happen if you let your palm hold the moving ball? So if you hold the moving ball with palm, it will stop. Its speed will become 0. So in this way, when you apply force, you can increase the speed of the ball, or you can decrease the speed of the ball, or you can stop the ball. So you might recall similar situations. For example, while taking a penalty kick in football, the player applies a force on the ball. So when the footballer is trying to take a penalty goal, so he will hit the ball or he will kick the ball and he applies the force. The player applies force on the ball. Before being hit, the ball was at rest. So before the ball was hit, it was not moving, it was at rest and its speed was 0. The applied force makes the ball move towards the goal. The applied force makes the ball move towards the goal means a ball was at rest and it is now moving because you have applied a force on it. Suppose the goalkeeper dives or jumps up to save the goal. So by this action, goalkeeper tries to apply force on moving ball. So goalkeeper also want to stop the ball. So he will also apply the force on the ball. The force applied by him can stop or deflect the ball. The force applied by that goalkeeper, it will either stop the ball or change the direction of the ball. The ball will stop or it will go out of the goal post. By his action, goalkeeper tries to apply force on moving ball. The force applied by him can stop or deflect the ball. Saving a goal is a goal being scored. So he will save the score and he will return the ball. If the goalkeeper succeeds in stopping the ball, its speed becomes 0. So goalkeeper either stops the ball or he will change the direction of the ball. Means he applies the force to change the direction or decrease the speed to 0. These observations suggest that a force applied on an object may change its speed. So these observations suggest that what force applied on an object may change its speed. If the force applied on the object is in the direction of its motion, the speed of the object increases. So if you apply force on the object which is already moving in the same direction, then it moves faster. Means its speed increases. If the force is applied in the direction opposite to the direction of motion, then it results in a decrease in the speed of the object. If you apply the force in opposite direction of the object, so it will slow down the object or sometime it also stops the object. So you have seen children playing with a tire. So they are continuously pushing the tire with the help of stick. So you are applying the force in the same direction of the motion. The tire is moving in this direction and the boy is also applying the force in the same direction. So force will add or it will increase the speed. Speed will increases. Speed increases when he hit the tire. So force can increase the speed. Paheli is curious to know whether application of a force can only change the speed of an object. So only force only changes the object or it does any other work. So here one example is given. Again, take a ball and move it on the level surface. Make the ball move by giving it a push. Now place a ruler in its path as shown in the figure. So here a ruler is kept in the direction of the ball. Ball will go and hit the ruler and it will come back. So if you change the angle of the scale, you keep it in different angles, so you will see that the ball will also move in different directions. A ball set in motion by pushing it along a level surface and direction of the ball after it strikes the ruler placed in its path. So it will change the direction when a force is applied. And let us consider some more examples in game of volleyball. Players often push the moving ball to their teammates to make a winning move. Sometimes the volleyball players, they move the ball to their own players in their own team. They pass the ball Sometimes the ball is returned to the other side of the court by pushing or smashing it. So they hit it very fast or just push it to the another side to make a point. In cricket, batsman plays his or her shot by applying a force on the ball with the bat. So batsman hits the ball with the bat. And is there any change in the direction of motion of the ball in these cases? So always the direction of the ball changes when you hit with the bat or when you push the volleyball with your hand. Direction of the ball changes. So a change in either the speed of an object or its direction or both is described. A change in the speed of an object or its direction of motion or both is described as change in its state of motion. Thus, a force may bring a change in the state of motion of an object. So, three things can happen. A moving object can be stopped, and a object at rest can be moved, or you can change the direction of the moving object, or you can increase the speed of the moving object, or you can decrease the speed of the moving object. So its state of motion is changed when you apply a force. The state of motion of an object is described by its speed and the direction of motion. If an object is moving in a particular direction, so you can say that it is moving in state of motion. The state of rest is considered to be the state of zero speed. So if an object is at rest, it is also state of motion, but its speed is zero. An object may be at rest or in motion, both are its state of motion. So remember that state of motion, it doesn't mean only movement. So if an object is at rest, then also it is called as state of motion, but only difference is its speed is zero. So does it mean that application of a force would always result in a change in the state of motion of an object? Let us find out. So does it mean that application of force would always result in change in the state of motion of the object, or it can change itself or not? It is common experience that many a time application of force does not result in change in the state of motion. So sometimes even you apply the force, the state of motion will not change. For example, you try to push the wall of your home. Can you push the wall? It is not possible. Why? You are applying the force. So state of motion of the wall should change. But it is not doing like that. Wall is not moving, but you are applying the force. So why this happens? We will discuss. For example, a heavy box may not move at all even if you apply the maximum force that you can exert. So if you try to push a box which is very heavy, so you apply all of your force, still you cannot move the object. So why this happens? No effect of force is observed when you try to push a wall. So if you try to push the wall of the house, then also the object will not move. So where that force goes? So you are applying force, but object is not moving. What happens? Can you think? There, force is not enough to move the object. The resultant force acting on the wall, the resultant force acting on the heavy box, it will become zero. So the box or wall are not moving. So remember that when you apply the force, the object will change its state of motion, or it will change the direction of the motion, or sometime it will not see any show any effect. Force can change the shape of an object. So you can also change the shape of the object by applying the force. So here some activities are given. A lump of duff on a plate, pressing it down with your hands. In your home, your mother is mixing the duff. So if you push it, it will change its shape. Spring fixed to the seat of bicycle. When you sit on the bicycle seat, the spring will expand. So there is a state of motion and change in shape also. A rubber band, if you pull it, it will stretch. So it will change the shape. Plastic or metal scale placed between two bricks and putting weight at the center, it will change the shape of the scale. So in this way there is a change in shape when you apply the force. So if you observe these activities given above, what happens when you apply force on an inflated balloon? By pressing it between your palms. So take a balloon and press it in your palm, apply the force on it. Then what happens? It will become like this. So it will change its shape. And what happens to the shape of a ball of duff when it is rolled to make a chapati? So your mother is making chapati by taking first ball of the duff. So when it is rolled, it will become flat. So it changes the shape. What happens when you press a rubber ball placed on a table? If you press the rubber ball, so it also pushed, it changes the shape. In all these examples, you saw that application of force on an object may change its shape. The application of force on an object may change its shape. So having performed all the above activities, you would have realized that a force may make an object move from rest. So these are the effects of force. What will happen when you apply the force on an object? So you may make an object move from rest. If an object is not moving, if you apply the force, it will move. May change the speed of an object if it is moving. So if an object is moving, if you apply the force, you can increase the speed or you can decrease the speed. It may change the direction of motion of an object. So if you apply force on an object which is moving, so it can change the direction of the object. It may bring about a change in the shape of an object. So you can also apply the force and change the shape of the object. It may cause some or all of these effects. So when you apply the force, it can make one of the above effect or all can happen. So these are the effects of force when a force is applied on an object. In next class we will study more about the forces. So you read the textbook and write notes. So reading of textbook is very important because so you should get depth knowledge and you should understand each and every word written in the textbook. So read the textbook in detail. Thank you.